Good morning grade 6. Welcome back to grade 6 mathematics class. Hope you all are doing great today. Today let's learn how we can form generalized rules in geometry using variables. What do you see here? You can see a square here and it has got a length of its side as L. So since it is a square, all the sides are of the same length and it is L. Now let's find out the perimeter of this square. What do you mean by perimeter? Perimeter you can define as the length of the boundary, or you can say perimeter is the total length of all the sides of a polygon. So here, since all the sides are of the same length, what will be the perimeter of the square? It will be L plus L plus L plus L. That is the side L added 4 times, which is 4 times L. So we can say perimeter of the square is equal to 4 times L or 4 into L, which is written as 4L. Now, if we denote the perimeter of the square with the letter P, capital P, we can say the perimeter of the square, that is P, is equal to 4L. You see here, we are using two variables, P to represent the perimeter and L to represent the length of the side of the square. Here, 4 is the coefficient, or it is the number with which we have to multiply the length of the square to get the perimeter. You see the value of P depends upon the value of L here. For example, if L is equal to 1 centimeter, that is if the length of the side of the square is equal to 1 centimeter, then what will be the value of P? See, if L is equal to 1 centimeter, then P will be equal to 4 times 1, that is equal to 4 centimeter. Now what if L is equal to 2 centimeter? Then if L is equal to 2 centimeter, the value of P will be equal to 4 into 2 centimeter, which is equal to 8 centimeter. So you can see the value of P varies according to the value of L. So P and L are the variables here and 4 is the coefficient here, which is the number that you have to multiply L to get the value of P. I hope this is clear to you. So here we have actually used variables and coefficients to form an algebraic expression which is a generalized rule in geometry to find the perimeter of any square. Now let's see the case of a rectangle. Here you have a rectangle ABCD. It has got a length of L units and a breadth of B units. Now how do you find out the perimeter of this rectangle? So as you know, for a rectangle, opposite sides will be of the same length. So if AB is equal to L units, then CD or DC will also be L units. Now if BC is equal to B units, then AD will also be equal to B units. Now how do you find the perimeter of this rectangle? That would be equal to the sum of the length of all the sides, right? So we can write perimeter of rectangle ABCD is equal to length of AB plus length of BC plus length of CD plus length of AD or DA. And we have seen the length of this side is L units and length of this side is B units. So we can say DC or CD is equal to AB and BC is equal to AD. So if we substitute that property here in this equation, we can write perimeter of rectangle ABCD is equal to 2 into AB plus 2 into BC. Why? Because length of AB is the same as length of CD. So instead of CD, let's substitute it as length of AB. So that will be length of AB plus length of AB, that is 2 into AB plus the same applies in the case of these two sides. So this is equal to 2 times AB plus 2 times BC. Now what is the length of AB? It is L units. What is the length of BC? It is B units. So when we substitute that here, we get perimeter of rectangle ABCD is equal to 2L plus 2B. So if the perimeter is denoted by the letter P, we can write P is equal to 2L plus 2B. Now we can see the value of P will depend upon the value of L and the value of B. So here which are the variables used? The variables used here are P, which represents the perimeter of the rectangle, and L, which represents the length, and B, which represents the breadth of the rectangle. So here we have used the variables P, L, B and the coefficient 2, then the mathematical operator plus to form a generalized geometrical rule to find the perimeter of a rectangle. So when you consider different rectangles, you can substitute the value for L and B and find the corresponding perimeter. So I hope this is clear to you. So these were examples of how we can use variables, coefficients and mathematical operators to form generalized rules from geometry. Now we'll do an activity. See, here we have a question. Write a general rule to find the perimeter of an equilateral triangle, an isosceles triangle and a scalene triangle. So what do you mean by an equilateral triangle? It is a triangle in which all the sides are of the same length. And what about an isosceles triangle? It is a triangle in which two of its sides are of the same length. Then what would be a scalene triangle? It would be a triangle in which all the sides are of different lengths. So here you are asked to find a general rule to find the perimeter in each of these cases. How do we find it? Let's see how. Let's take the first case, the case of an equilateral triangle. So I have a triangle, an equilateral triangle here. So it has got sides of length S. Since it is equilateral, all the sides are of the same length and hence the dimension is S units on all the sides. Now, how do you find the perimeter in this case? Perimeter means the total length of the boundary. So there are three sides, all of the same length S units. So the perimeter will be equal to S plus S plus S. That is equal to 3S, where S is the length of the side of this equilateral triangle. See, we have formed a generalized rule to find the perimeter of an equilateral triangle. So depending on the requirement, we can apply a value to the variable S to find the corresponding perimeter. Now here S is the variable and 3 is the coefficient with which we have to multiply the variable S to get the required perimeter. Hope this is clear to you. Now let's see the case of an isosceles triangle. So this is a type of triangle in which two of its sides will be of the same length. So here I have got an example for this. So here two of the sides, these two sides are of the same length and let it be A units. And this side has a length of B units. So the perimeter of this isosceles triangle will be the length of this side plus this side plus this side. So that will be equal to A plus B. A plus A is equal to 2A. So we can write it as 2A plus B, where A and B are the length of the sides. So here we have used the variables A and B and the mathematical operator plus to form a generalized rule or general rule to find the perimeter of an isosceles triangle. So what is it? The perimeter of an isosceles triangle is equal to 2A plus B, where A and B are the length of the sides. Now let's say the case of a scalene triangle. So a scalene triangle is one in which the length of all the sides are different. Here is an example. Let this be a scalene triangle. Let this side be of length A units and this side be of length B units and this side be of length C units. What will be the perimeter? The perimeter will be A plus B plus C units. That is, the perimeter of a scalene triangle is equal to A plus B plus C units, where A, B and C are the length of the sides. So in the case of a scalene triangle, this is the general rule to find the perimeter. I hope this is clear to you. Now, we can form general rules for different shapes in geometry using variables, coefficients, constants and mathematical operators. You can see more examples of this in your textbook. First, you have to go through this topic, rules from geometry, given from page number 116. Then you have to go through the solved examples given in relation with the topic. This is given in page number 117. Now, after you go through these, you have to move on to exercise 8.2. There are 4 questions given in the exercise. You have to work out these questions in your notebook. take a picture of the answers and post it in Teams. So that's all for today, children. We'll meet in the next class with a new topic. Till then, bye.